my friends, I'm Rick. It's just see the table. We got little Missy sitting over here in the corner somewhere. Yeah, she's behaving herself over there. And, we got a little short one we're going to do. Uh, like I said, I'm tired, right? I ain't lying, man. I'm just beat tired. Uh, I already seen the video. If y'all ain't seen it, my April gripe session, it tells it all. Anyway, I wanted to get at least one entry in for a game not traveled. Hopefully next weekend I can do a couple more videos for to get. I'd like to keep some in the queue for these kind of weeks when things get busy, but the queue's starting to run out because I didn't do anything last weekend, so I've got to do something. The One of the things that we acquired back 2 cycles ago is we confiscated some stolen Agranites. And so these things have a lot of value in a lot of ways. So up here in the corner, in the right corner, I have added the little clip from the equipment guide on them. This is a possible rendition of what you might think of as an Agra mech, and that's what we at the end of the day, that's what these things are. Is an now I gotta find the entry. What the entry is there and what the entry is here is rarely the same, no matter how much I try. There we go. Agranites 122. Well, that was close. Just hadn't gone enough pages yet. Alright, so Agranites are piloted agricultural machines designed to increase productivity in the agri-based build. Legged and mounting a variety of cultivation, planting, and harvesting apparatus, they are squatter than their cousins, the War Knights, by a meter per weight class or more. Agranites are longer and have a more crab-like appearance, although I think I probably alter this end part because it's just hilarious. They should look however the hell you want them to look. Right, so we acquired the equivalent of a lance, which would be, I think, four or six of these things to make a lance, and they were Tech 2. So, if you were to take them into a situation where, excuse me, if I had a, I don't know, ground chase where I've got my my 007s are chasing bad guys and they grab a agri-mech and they got to run with it. This thing that tells us how much speed it is. It's also possible to convert these things to be combat vehicles. What fun would they be if they didn't, right? So in this case, the Agranite, or the AGK-20, the Tech 2 variant, is 20 ton, weighs at 20 tons, has a base speed of 20 kph, production bonus of 1. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. It takes 1 pilot, so you need a Tech 2 operator to operate it. The Agranite has a damage reduction factor of 1 and 10 armor points. It also comes with 2 hard points. So there's 2 points on this thing that could be used to mount a weapon system. So we could mount machine guns, or we could mount missile launchers, that kind of stuff, and mount 1 to 2 of them, depending on the size of the offensive thing we're sticking on there. Keeping in mind that any kind of weapon system you mount does not include the ammo capacity to reload it. So if you put a autocannon or a machine gun on one of these things and it has X amount of bullets in the gun, when the gun depletes the bullets, it's empty, because you have no physical means of reloading it short of getting out of the night and physically slapping another round of thing of bullets in it. So you would have to have a add-on weapon system or ammo system, which they do exist, but that takes a connection point and tonnage. So I mean, it limits what you can put on these things. It's just like energy-based weapons. It would be better off to put an energy-based weapon on one of these things, assuming it has a generator powerful enough to run both the night and the damn weapon itself. Didn't say it was going to be easy. Just saying. Then we get a base cost of 2.5 credits, or 2.5 million Caesars apiece. So in this case, going back to the production bonus, this gives us a +1 bonus per night. So we have 4 of them. That would give us a +4 bonus to our food production. And first things first, I need to go to my commerce ministry first and see if I can find my folder that shows where, yeah. So I have, genetically speaking, I have one Agri-Concern 1 with 100 workers and 10 Tech 1 workers. No specialists, no nothing like that attached to them. No, there's one agri specialist attached to it. So what I would need to do is ideally have an entirely different form, right? I would need to take, so I'm going to go and look on the back of one of these pages here. And we're going to go Agri-Concern 1. Fairwind. That way we know what damn planet it belongs to. And we will have add-ons. In this case, 1 lance for, what was it said, Tech 2 Agrimex, food production +4. So we'll then go to my exchange and I will increase my planetary food production from 50 tons, because the Agri-Concern produces 50 tons every cycle. Ignore the fact that there's a virus eating 99% of that, or destroying 95% of that. But on a normal routine, it'd be 50 tons of foodstuffs every cycle. So this would increase that by 4. So now my Agri-Concern would be producing 54 tons of food every cycle. And each build has the ability to put, yeah, right. Get my ugly mug in here too, right? Each build has the ability to have 10 what we call plugins, so 10 plugins. So this quantifies 1 of the 10. That means this Agri-Concern could have 9 more. So I could go and get, once I get my trade route established at the trade world, and I could purchase these things there all day long. I could purchase enough of these agranites to outfit an additional 40 tons of production. I could take my Agri-Concern from 50 to 90 tons by just that. We also have robotics, so there's a whole slew of robotics, agri-robots that you can purchase, and they come in clusters. So you purchase in a cluster or a group, you know. So if you look at them from a squad, platoon-based looking thing, your robots, you know, in a lot of applications come in groups. So we would purchase X amount of, and I think I want to say 10 of them at a time. So there would be a block of 10 agrobots, and that would constitute a single plugin. So you couldn't have 10,000 agrobots running off of one concern, but it's possible to get enough agrobots together. Now, that meant over here on this side, back on the what it takes for personnel and stuff, I will have to add 4 Tech 2s, because that's the people I need to pilot the damn things, to pilot the machines for the agri-farm. And I can also get, there's a number of, well, for example, you could put a solar array adjacent to your your Agri-Concern, and that would you would provide the power to run the agri concern separate from the power grid, and that would constitute plug-in. So what we would do, for example, if we had a third, if we had some world in, that we were building a outpost there or something, and for some anal reason they got some killer production for food, we choose to build an agri concern there, but we don't want to colonize the world, so we're going to build an agricultural outpost as opposed to a colony. And so the colony is not going to have any, or it's not going to have any structure like infrastructure. That has to be added as you go. So if we're going to build an outpost, the outpost infrastructure is what you add. So in the case of the agri concern, one of the bare minimums is infrastructure. Well, that means they have to have the means to power and support the damn thing. So I need to have some kind of water source production unit and a power unit. So I can have a wind generator and a water pump, and it's pulling water out of a nearby river that now meets those two basic needs that allow me to build the agri concern. And those two items, the power, the wind generator and the water pump, are going to be part of the components plugged into that agri concern, which means we would already use 2 of our 8 or our 10 slots for just having the agri concern be somewhere that's not normal, what we would not normally under different circumstances. So that's the whole point of that, and I think you get the general idea. There's also like we can get an R&D lab prefab and plug it into the concern. We could give the agri concern its own R&D facility. By doing that, we could give it its own medical wing by doing that. I mean, in theory, you want to protect your refinery. We plug in 2 or 3 armored bunkers with weapon batteries. You see how this kind of would work together. Anyway, that's how this works. It's just a short. I'm Rick. Well, Missy's over here. Hope you guys have yourself a great weekend. Mine's being a real short one, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
It just irritates me to no end.